Hello and welcome to Working with Chris. In this episode 22, I'm going to show you the progress we made within this week. We have 3 projects on the go, starting with this one, the High Park job. We're improving a rear deck and garage. I have arrived this morning to see the homeowner regarding the new electrical that DeVille Electric will be adding this week for the garage and the deck lighting, as well as speak to Bernardo regarding his tasks. Bernardo has been working at this project on his own pretty much. Together with Bernardo, we'll lay out the piers for the new deck at the rear door.
Hello there, good morning. It's Monday, it's March 29th. Approximately 10 to 11 in the morning, and we're just returning from the West End job with the deck and garage improvements. We've got Bernardo putting in the piers for a raised deck section. It's going to make the rear entrance of the house safer. Previously there was no deck at the top of the stairs, which made it unsafe. So this afternoon I'm going to do the tile on the east end for the shower floor of the basement finishing job, where Derek is currently working on finish paint, first coat on the trim, which is loose, and then he'll start installing the baseboards. And with the tile done on the curb, tomorrow we can start the wall tile. So there you go, you're all caught up. Ciao.
So after having done some running around this morning, I'm back at the Beaches project. I'm installing the Schluter Rondeck chrome trim, so it'll give it a nice finish. Derek's been finishing off the painting of the trim and starting the baseboards. I'm continuing the tile in the shower, so I've got to complete raising the Curdy membrane at the corners to above the tile that I'm going to install on the curb. Regarding the beginning of this video, where the tree I was cutting down got hung up in the trees and didn't fall, nearing the end of this video you'll see how we took care of that as we end the week at the land. Certain to have a slope down to the inside of the shower, so any water that comes down the glass or at the opening of the shower when you open the door, that it drains back into the shower and not out onto the bathroom floor. So here we are again with another blue arrow indicating the slope of the tile at the top of the curb. I can't emphasize this enough that you must have a slope down into the shower. Not level and not slope down to the outside. Absolutely slope down to the inside. Now the longer dimension of the curb, the 2 lengths, they must absolutely be level. After finishing up for the day at the Beaches project, on the way home I'm going to stop by a potential new project. This is a bathroom that somebody's already started the demolition, so we'll be taking it over from this state. This is in my neighborhood, so this would be a great job to have. In this case, it needs a bathroom renovation, a new front door, and a tiled foyer. And in addition to that, we'll be adding a vented skylight to the bathroom. Here we are Tuesday morning, starting off a new day. Derek has sent me some pictures, given me the measurements of the door opening so I can get him the appropriate jam material. Stop it off at Home Depot, see my friend Zora. I'm on my way back from the West End, having seen Bernardo for the morning, making sure things are going well for Bernardo and that he has the materials and tools required. I received a new request from the homeowner, wondering if we could add a niche inside the shower. So we'll take note of the stud locations within the wall. I'm dampening the substrate first with a sponge, because I don't want the mortar to dry too quickly. The environment of this project is pretty dry, so it makes it for a better installation and good adhesion with the Curdy. Got Dave from John's Carpet and Flooring sending me a communication of his suggestion for the replacement carpet in the basement. We got the Curdy done. Schluter Curdy. Good German product. Now that I brought the material for Derek to do the door jambs, he's working on those. I'm starting the wall tile. Got the laser level out to mark the first row. Measure down to the sloped floor. Get a nice fit. I'd cut those tiles loose, so I've temporarily held the Rondeck trim in place with masking tape in the plumb position, and then as I start the wall tile, that's going to hold it in place as I get further up the wall. Having finished cutting the tiles to be installed today, I'm mixing up some mortar to start adhering the tiles to the wall. Derek's continuing the trim. Derek's really been a gem. Adding a bit of breadth to that glove, make it easier to slide on the hand. Regarding the new request for a niche in the shower, you can see I haven't cut it out yet. I've decided to continue up with the tile, keep that momentum going, and then before I get to that point, I'll cut out the niche and apply the Curdy. So my skills as a tile installer leave some to be desired, so that's why I'm using these tile flushing clips. This way I can get a decent product. Maybe in a couple more years I'll be able to do it without those, but for now I'm taking the crutch. Starting off a new morning after having been to Home Depot picking up supplies for Dave from DeVille Electric.
This is CBC Music, Canada's music station.
Going to meet him at the High Park project, where Dave will be running the new electrical for the garage and deck lighting. Turns out to add the circuits to the breaker panel, we need some specific breakers. So after finding out what Dave needs, I went to City Electric Supply on Kipling. They didn't have everything I needed. Then I tried Home Depot St. Clair West. Didn't get everything I needed there either. So found another electrical supplier, Sesco Electric, on Campbell Avenue, and found the remaining parts I needed. So a little running around today to get Dave the appropriate parts, but success. So back to the High Park project, drop off the material before I head back to the East End. Looking back at these images, you can see how best-in-class Bernardo has been so productive. He's got the deck framed in, working on the fence. Not to mention, he's also cutting in holes for Dave from DeVille Electric, making his job a little easier. Way to go, best-in-class Bernardo. You're the man. So now, having made it back to the East End, to the Beaches project, not to be outdone, the amazing detail-driven Derek has continued the trim install. I'm going to continue working on the tile and mark out the proposed niche location for approval from the homeowner over the long weekend. And that's the end of Thursday, and a gratifying way to finish this day off is a skate in the backyard. Tomorrow morning I'll be heading out to the land with my boys. Where are we going?
I don't know, you said you're taking me to Candyland.
Candyland. Candyland. Time for fun at the Candyland.
To the land.
To the land.
We have arrived after picking up some dinner in town, checking out the situation on the pond before we get started. Water's nice and high. Straight into the evening with a fire. Just a little fire. So we start off Saturday morning, finishing up the framing of the mezzanine. Put some subfloor down. Thank you. Have a little gaze at the view. So we're really pushing her this weekend, getting the mezzanine done. stopping for a little bit of lunch. Load some materials for the roof framing. How lucky am I to have this time with my boys? So fantastic. Best part of COVID. Taking a little walk back to camp, nearing the end of the day, Saturday. Oh, we got time for some wall sheathing before the end of the day though. Look at the boys getting her done. Night falls on another day at the land. On this night, historical records are saying it was -3. I feel like it was -6 that night when we were checking. Anyway, we ended up sleeping under the stars. No roof yet, sleeping bags, and the big outdoors. After a good sleep under the stars, starting off the day with felling a tree. These trees are dead that I'm falling, but this one's not going to work out so well, at least not at first. But we do need firewood for the day.
Oh man.
Well, that didn't exactly go as planned. I was hoping the tree had enough mass to it that it would fall away from the other trees or go through the branches. Not the case. Hung up. Gotta finish cutting it from the underside. There we go. Aaron's gonna give it a go with his big foot. He got it to move more than I expected it would have. Looks like he's gonna make it. There we go. Team effort and leverage. What wins, the mass of the tree or the effort? Looks like we need the chainsaw back. Relieve some pressure here. Whoa, there it goes. No, not quite. Not quite yet. Oh, being stubborn. Well, we'll keep taking bottom sections out until it falls down. Well, falling a tree in a tight space, or even a large space with lots of trees around, is not an easy task. At least not when you do it this way. Oh, is it gonna make it this time? No, this was a tall tree. Gonna make for some good fires though. Now I don't want to be cutting down all the trees, even the dead ones, because spring's wildlife. Get the bugs in there and then the woodpeckers come along and peck away and you get to see all kinds of wildlife. Animals live in the tree, so it's a good habitat. Don't want to get rid of all of them, but do like fires. Plus this forest could use some thinning out, get some sunlight down to the bottom. Little help from my friends. Push with a stick. No, not quite yet. Mother Nature's not making it easy. This one's going to take a little more effort. Alright, well, having cleaned up the tree, got her down to the ground, get a little more work done on the cabin before we take off on this Sunday. Ended up getting some of the roof framed in. So I'm feeling pretty good about the progress we made this weekend. Wonderful time with my boys. Well, that's it for this episode. If you've hung on this long, consider a subscribe and a like. Help the channel out. There'll be more to come. More construction content on the channel. So that's it for this episode. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you got something out of it. Look out for the next video. Cheers.